Hello, I'm Charlton from Château de Razac, and today what we're doing is we're around the back of the manoir, we're in the barn and we're cleaning it up. So there's a bunch of drainage and water pipes everywhere, so we have to organise them, chop them up, put them into plastic bags, and then we'll take them to the dump along with all the electric conduit and copper wiring. Behind me is the barn and it's a mess. My grandpa, who I call Popper, is a drainage engineer. So we used to have a massive puddle and it was like a stream of just dirty water and it was leaking in through the side of the barn. What he's done is dug a hole so that the water can run into the hole and it doesn't run across the barn as it did in a channel. So today I've got to block up where the water is running through. I'm just going to shovel some dirt in and pack it all in so that hopefully no water will run into the barn. My grandpa today is clearing some of the huge bramble bushes in front of the chateau. There's a massive garden wall that perimeters the front garden of the chateau. So he's clearing that with the digger and I'll show you that later on. So this is where the water's coming from, so I'm going to have to fill that in with dirt. And then this used to be a massive channel filled with water all the way down here to the back there. But now it's dried up. So it's looking a little bit cleaner in here. And that hole is nicely filled up and this channel is dry. Now we've just got to move on to the ivy on this outside wall. So, I've cleared the lower section and now it's time for nature to take her course. So this wall is now in. And what we have inside is the temporary sink, washing machine and dryer. And then this is where we've taken the door out of. The acro is out and the plasterboard is finished. So Dad's preparing a Boxing Day dinner. This is my grandma that gave me my French nationality. Oh, oui. Gave all of us our French nationality.
It's in the blood.
And we've got Flynn seeing what's being cooked. So this stone path here is just a temporary path until we've got the garden looking nice. And it is looking nice. Andy has been on the digger and he's been flattening out all of the rough dirt and sieving through it. And yeah, he's done a really good job. So here we are down the side of the chateau on these lovely grounds on a lovely day, because it never rains at Razac, just never rains. And Popper, my grandpa, is on the digger down there. He's clearing all these brambles, everything, because it's all overgrown down here, and we want this to be a nice garden. So when my dad eventually runs the retreats, people can come down here, walk about, sit down, have lunch, things like that. That's the vision. And just through those trees there is a pond, which I've showed in a previous video. So this area has actually changed dramatically since we bought the property, because we've cleared down to the pond, we've cleared into the caves here, if you can see that door, and you can see where the digger's been because it's just clear. And this middle section here, that used to be double my height. So now it's looking much better and it's moving at a fast pace. So this is just a little segment in the video that I'm going to do, because we've been doing a lot around logs at the moment, because there's a lot to do on site with logs. So these thick logs here, they've come from in front of Maison Donald. So I'm just moving them from Maison Donald to this log store, because it's already got 2 supports for the logs, and this is where the old logs used to be, but we've used them all now. And yeah, so I'm just using the wheelbarrow to take them over here. I won't say anything more about logs. So if you remember, this behind me was completely inaccessible. So this leads to a back field, and it's where my dad's gonna put some bees. So it leads down to a vegetable garden, an old vegetable garden, but it's all overgrown, so it's pretty much non-existent. He wants to put bees in the field to the right of that, so that then they can go and pollinate all of the plants. I'll show you that now. So here we're in front of the chateau, and we move around down here. So this was all overgrown before. We couldn't actually access this, but now, with a bit of digger work, we can access it. So there's Dad. Le propriétaire.
I've just done you some photos.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Perfect.